John is a 28-year-old man who is very fond of doing certain things, such as cleaning his house, spending time with his friends, and his car, with which he is quite attached. And finally, the most important thing that he does every day, and to which he gives most of his time, is watching adult movies. However, he doesn't watch just any movie. He first checks out photos of some models, then searches for some of their videos, and only when he finds a clip to his liking does he touch his body and start masturbating, which is something he finds great pleasure in doing. The next day, he is at a club with his two friends who were rating the girls present there out of 10. They do this every week, but today, while they are doing this, John sees Barbara standing in a red dress who looked extremely beautiful. He couldn't stop himself. He went up to her and delivered 3 or 4 cheesy lines, even though his friends were telling him not to go near her because her heels were taller than his height, but he still went. Shortly after, Barbara agrees to dance with him, after which they both dance together for a long time and also drink a lot. Later, John starts kissing her, but she stops him because, according to her, it was too soon. However, John has been doing this many times, and he does this with everyone. But Barbara got up and left because she was getting late. Although John tried hard to stop her in any way he could, but she didn't stop and left. This was the first time he met a girl at a club and didn't take her to his home. Anyway, he went back inside, and this time, the girl he chose was willing to go with him. They both reached the apartment and became intimate, but while she was sleeping, John got out of bed and went to another room to start watching adult videos because he never gets the satisfaction that he gets from masturbating. That is why he always does this. He believes that the things that happen in the videos never happen with girls in real life, which is why he enjoys doing it that way. The next day, he does his second favorite job, which is driving his own Mustang and swearing at the cars coming from the opposite direction because he doesn't like them. After doing so many things, he also goes to church because he has to ask Jesus for forgiveness for the sins of the past week. So he went to the priest and asked for forgiveness for all his sins from last week. His sins were he had been intimate with 3 girls, masturbated 17 times, and watched 120 adult videos. His sins were all forgiven, so he left and would come back next week. He goes to his family and has lunch with them. He also has a sister, but he doesn't get along well with his father. Whenever he comes home, there is an argument between the two. Later, when he is at the gym, Barbara's thoughts are still in his head. He thinks that she might be the girl who can give him the satisfaction he has always wanted. That is why he takes the help of his friends to find her. They go back to the same bar to find out more about her. Later, his friend finds her ID on Facebook. Then John didn't waste time and texted her directly. Later, they meet. When John sees her, the things around him start moving in slow motion. Later, they talk. Barbara wanted to know why he wanted to meet her. At first, John talks about random things, but Barbara wanted the answer to her question, to which John says that ever since he returned that night, he has only been thinking about her. Whatever he does, he only thinks about her because he has never seen a more beautiful girl than her before. Barbara is quite impressed by his answer, so they both go on a movie date. Barbara likes romantic movies very much, but for John, these things are very boring. He only had an interest in one thing, and that was intimacy. While leaving, he kisses her, and their dating life starts from there. A few days later, he went to church. This time, he had committed one less sin. He hadn't been intimate with anyone. Otherwise, he masturbated 27 times. 22 days have passed since they have been in a relationship, which is why John now wants both of them to be intimate. But Barbara doesn't want that. She first wants to meet his friends. She wants to create a bond with his family. She wants to meet his friends and meet his family. And only after that will these things happen because she wants a long-term relationship, not a one-night stand. Although John never does these things, he says yes for her sake. But Barbara puts another condition in front of him. He will have to take classes so that he can get a good job. John doesn't give any answer to this. Anyway, after coming home, this time he doesn't watch any adult videos, but masturbates by looking at Barbara's Facebook photos. The next day, he celebrates their 1-month anniversary. His friends and their girlfriends were also present there, and there was a good conversation between everyone. When these people go to the bar, John's friend tells him to look at other girls like every time, but this time he refuses. His eyes were now only on Barbara. He also told his family about this, and now he has even started taking classes. He even went to the baby house with Barbara. 4 days later, when he was at his home, Barbara came over. As soon as she came, he started kissing her. John didn't want to miss this opportunity, so he took her inside and they became intimate today. But this time his question was the same. When will he finally meet the girl who will do all those things that are also in the videos? He had started loving Barbara, but he still couldn't stop himself from masturbating. But today, when he was seducing himself, Barbara came there at the same time. Seeing him doing this, she got angry and started packing her belongings. John explained to her that it is not what she is thinking, but Barbara says that he was masturbating and she saw it with her own eyes. However, John says to her, "Do I look like a guy who watches adult videos? Do I look like a guy who masturbates? I'm not a loser. An idiot addicted friend of mine sent me that video through spam, which I had just opened when you arrived. Otherwise, I don't do these loser-like things." Now Barbara believes him, to the extent that John also promises that from now on, he will never even open any such videos. After that day, he would watch videos either in his car, at his family's house, or anywhere else when Barbara wasn't there, but she spends most of her time there now. One day, John starts watching in his night classes. A classmate sees him doing this, but she doesn't say anything to him. Instead, she herself was surprised as to what the situation was that he was watching it like this. Although John gets embarrassed, Angelina tells him to calm down because she is not judging him. The next day, John takes Barbara to his house to introduce her to his family. Everyone was very happy to see her, especially his dad, because he couldn't believe his son had a girlfriend. When they are leaving from there, John goes to a shop to get some stuff for cleaning his room. But when Barbara finds out that John cleans his own apartment, she has a very strange reaction. John said that he has been doing this for many years, and he likes cleaning his house because he gets relaxation from it. But for Barbara, this was very strange. So she tells him not to do anything like this from now on. She would tell her maid to come and clean his house. John was still trying to explain to her, but she had completely controlled him. The very tasks that he was enjoying doing, Barbara is taking him away from those tasks. In simple words, she is manipulating him. The next day, we saw Angelina again, who comes to talk to John after the classes end. She asked why he is taking these classes at night, to which he replied that it is because he has to finish his schooling and he works during the day, so he doesn't get time. He is a serviceman. So she asked, "But why these classes at this time?" He said, "Because my girlfriend told me to come at this time." Angelina immediately said, "Oh, it seems like all the decisions of your life are taken by your girlfriend." John gets a little irritated hearing this. One day when he is with his friends, they are also surprised to know that John hasn't gone to any bar for the last week because he has actually started loving Barbara. Although his friends were happy, they felt like John has lost control over himself now. They also tell him this. But this is good for John. He is leaving the bad things and focusing on his own life. But his friends and his brain didn't feel like that because their brains were used to this habit. Whenever they think of doing anything productive, the brain thinks that he is wasting his time. Instead, they should masturbate. When John enters the apartment, Barbara is sitting on the sofa, very angry, and there is a laptop in front of her. John asked, "What is the matter? Why are you so angry?" Barbara said that she only hated one thing, and she told him many times about that thing, but he lied to her. "You have 50 videos on the laptop that you watched today when I wasn't here. This time, no one sent you this, right?" John tries to explain to her that every guy watches these videos. There is nothing wrong with it. "For you, these might be movies. For me, they are adult videos." Barbara replied, "Movies get awards. We get to learn things from them. But the things you are wasting your time watching are not only wasting your time, but they are also ruining you. Your body, your brain, everything is being hollowed out by this habit of yours." She starts crying. John tells her sorry many times, but she left, saying that she thought he was different, but he also turned out like the others. After Barbara left, John started masturbating again. This time, he broke his own record. Day and night, he only watched videos, masturbated, and deleted Google history so that no one else would catch him this time, and started doing the same work again. Slowly, the anger inside him was also increasing. Like when he was going to church, he had a fight with a man, so he broke the window of his car. Later, he went to church and asked for forgiveness for his sins. This time, he was intimate with 4 different girls and masturbated 43 times. When he didn't come out for a long time, his friend came to meet him and explained to him that he should now return to his old life. What is gone is gone. John understands. He starts taking his classes again. He also had a good conversation with Angelina, to the extent that he even becomes intimate with her in her car. During that time, she asks him about his girlfriend, so he replies with a curse word, saying, "Don't talk about her." Then upon asking for the reason behind it, John told the truth. "I watch adult videos, and I have been doing this for many years, but she didn't like this thing, and one day she caught me watching a video and left me. But there was no fault of mine in this. I never felt the same thing in real intimacy intimacy that I get from masturbating. I want to feel those things that I see in the videos. But no girl ever does anything like that. Angelina said one thing to him. Now for 1 week, you masturbate without watching videos. John does exactly that, but he is unable to masturbate, and he doesn't watch videos for 1 week. He himself was surprised by this. He tells this to Angelina, who was also happy to hear it. They both go home, where Angelina asks him about his further story, after which he told her, "You only see what you want to see, and those adult websites show you the same things. But it is not like that in real life. Those models are intimate for money, but in real life, we humans are intimate to be happy." So one time, by being intimate to be happy, it is possible that you might get that satisfaction. After saying this, she asked him to bathe together. But when she came out to take a towel, she stood there and started crying. John, seeing her crying, said, "What happened? Why do you always cry so much? Does your husband beat you?" Angelina told him, "No, 4 years ago, my husband and son died in a car accident. Since then, I do a service." John, after hearing her story, starts crying and also tells her sorry. Then Angelina brings him close to her, and then both of them become intimate together. Today, for the first time, we see an emotional feeling on John's face. It was clear that today he got the feeling he was looking for, or maybe he found the right person. Both of them cry a lot that night. The next day, John goes to meet Barbara and tells her sorry because he had lied to her, but Barbara was still sticking to that point. She said that the behavior he does, he will only be called a man in name only. So it is better that you stay away from me, and if possible, never contact me again. John felt very bad hearing this, because he had now stopped those things, but she left. Later, we saw that now John and Angelina are both happy together, and today, for the first time, we hear in John's words that he is not lost in watching videos for the first time, but when he looks at Angelina, he gets lost in her. He found that person. Always keep yourself away from the things that are stopping you from being successful. Always remember one thing: the things shown on social media are never true. It is better that you spend more time on making yourself better, not on those things on which John ruined his entire youth, something he now regrets. With this, today's story ends here.